Hey traders, good afternoon. Edison here with the Edison Trading Collective. It is Thursday, March 24th, 2022 in the books for me. One and done today. Had one trade out of the gates, 2-minute opening range break on Tesla. Took the 10-10 calls and caught a nice winner. Net $751 on very small size, just a few contracts. I think it was about a 11.5% winner or thereabouts. And wanted to walk you through what's transpired this week for me. As you all know, had a horrible day yesterday. It was really bad, and decided that I was going to force my hand a little bit to slow down, meaning I went in and I took out the lion's share, 90% or something like that, 85% of my trading account, and just moved it into another vehicle for the time being. Really wanted to slow down and force myself to slow down, force myself to act as though I was just starting over again. And it worked today, which of course doesn't mean it won't blow up in my face tomorrow, but be that as it may, it worked today, and that was really the goal. The goal was to force myself into a situation that I haven't been in for some time, to really get back to fundamentals and the basics of all the things that I did right over the course of the past couple of years. Really sort of lost my way in this market. Maybe it's the market, maybe it's me. It's probably in the middle. It's probably a combination of both, and that's okay. And I decided I was going to not continue to do things the same way and expect a different result, right? That's the very definition of insanity. And so took all my cash away from me, took all my buying power away from me, and really forces me to take only the very best entries and setups, I think, in principle. That's my theory. We'll see how this plays out. Today is day one of trading wheels, as I like to call it. A little pun on training wheels. And it worked out. So let's talk about it. So I didn't have a lot of bias today. I had marked out some pre-market highs and lows on Tesla. The SPY was certainly looking pretty weak, and I thought Tesla would follow suit. We were going to open up in the middle of yesterday's range, and I don't like that almost never, and certainly yesterday's candle on the daily was really miserable. You can sort of see this just gigantic upper wick, no conviction to this move at all. And here we just kind of sit in the middle here, which I think actually could play to our favor in the next couple of days, so we'll have to see how that works. But so I wasn't really excited about today at all. And market opens up, and I had pre-market lows and highs sort of marked out, and Tesla sort of rips out of the gate, sells off, and then sells off on really low volume though, as you see here. If you look down to that candle there on the volume bottom of the screen, super low volume. So I said, okay, well, look at this candle here, the 833 candle. If this thing breaks the 832 candle, I'm going to get long and hunt new highs. And it worked almost flawlessly, right? I get long the 1010s, it rips up, and I take two contracts off at like, I don't know, like 250 or so a contract, and then I take the last contract off here somewhere as it, I don't know, show some weakness. It just, the price action wasn't great, and I took it off at like $1.75 a contract or something like that, and the end result was net 751, and that's great. It's a great trade. I mean, literally there was almost no risk in the trade. We came back above the cloud here on the 1 minute, and we were above the cloud on the 5 minute, as you can see here. And so everything aligned. The only thing that didn't align was the SPY, and that was selling off. And so I really think this could have been a fantastic move had the SPY not been so weak out of the gates, as you can see here, right there. So yeah, it's good. It's all good. I try to get. Okay, so let's stop there. So that was the trade. That's the only trade I took today. It was great. It was 11.5% winner, super small size, almost no risk. Coming off of my horrible day yesterday, that was the goal. Took all the cash out of my trade desk, left me with very minimal funds to trade with, forcing me into better decisions and better execution. That's really what I needed. I needed to get out of this funk that I'm in, and so I forced my hand in that regard. Tried to get short right here on this 850 candle. As you can see, Tesla goes up, comes back down, it comes back up, it throws in this huge upper wick and starts to sell off. As we got underneath the cloud, and more specifically underneath 1010, this green candle here, it couldn't go any higher, and I wanted to get short right there. Wouldn't have been an awesome trade. It would have been an okay trade. I definitely would have scalped some through here. I mean, the lows made almost 1,000. So, and I wanted to get short underneath 1010. So I certainly would have made a few bucks a contract for sure, or more than likely anyway. I can't say for sure, but more than likely. Well, I didn't get filled. This thing went through this 849 candle in milliseconds, and then it sold off so hard that I was like, I'm just not going to chase it. I'm up 751 on the day. You came off a horrible day. You're starting to build your streak back up again. I was on a 11 or 12 day green streak before the debacle that was yesterday, and I put it away. I had considered getting short a couple more times, like underneath here, underneath there, and I just decided to just pack it in. Volume starts to decrease. I mean, look at this volume profile, right? It just kind of dies off, and then it kind of just chops around. And I normally never trade in this time of day because of that very reason. Things are just choppy, and I'm just not that patient. So that's it, gang. Hey, happy that I didn't turn my horrible day yesterday into a red streak, right? Glad to bounce back. Grabbed a nice chunk of change, 751 bucks in less than a minute, or at least a minute, something to that end. Pretty happy about it. On 3 contracts, right? I mean, so grabbed several points per contract, and that's great. A couple, 2.5 points per contract. And I'm happy about it. So I'm going to pack it in, fight another day, right? I just need to try to figure this out. I'm going to operate with a small buying power from now until, the foreseeable future, and see if that forces me into being the trader that I know that I am and know that I can be. So that's it. Hope you all had a great open. Hope you guys had a great day. If you guys caught this short, what a great trend, right? Certainly following the SPY. Although SPY, I mean, look at this garbage. This is junk. This market's just garbage. No one will convince me otherwise. I see a ton of tweets and a ton of evidence that people are catching big moves and things on stuff that I don't trade. The $4 stocks or $3 stocks or something like that, and that's awesome, man. There was a chap who posted a huge win and said a huge loss and said haters rejoice, and I wrote him on. I'm just like, how can anybody rejoice if you're a real day trader? How can anybody rejoice in a fellow day trader taking a red day? That just is ill-spirited. It ain't cool, and I'm not about it. And what I am about is being happy and grateful that I pulled myself up by the bootstraps from yesterday, and this morning I woke up with a fresh mind, a fresh outlook, a fresh strategy insofar as reducing my buying power by a significant amount, and trying to take a fresh look at this market and trying to find ways to win. Right? I mean, we have to be able to adapt, and we have to be able to win under all circumstances if this is how we want to make our living. And so, it's cool, man. I dig it. I really like it. I'm happy about it. Is it my biggest day? No, of course. But sure beats losing $4,000. And so I'm going to celebrate that and take that momentum into hopefully tomorrow and into next week. And at some point, this market's going to start to come around for me and start to put in better, more consistent, more reasonable moves. We're not going to get it if this SPY trades like this, by the way, down here in the bottom right of the screen. Like, this is junk. There's nothing compelling about this. Excuse me. From here, it looks good, right? But that's 10:30 in the morning for me. And I never trade that. And so maybe I should start. I don't know, but getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Hope you all had a great day. Just stoked that I survived the day on super low buying power. It was a good call, I think, that I made, and I'm really excited about it. We'll see. And when things start to turn around, I'll just put the $100,000 back into my account or something like that. So it's not a big deal. It's not about what I make right now. I've got to get through this particular section of the market that I'm in, this period of time that is clearly not working for me. It's working sometimes, but when it doesn't, I get smoked, and I just don't like that. So anyway, that's it, gang. Hope you all had a great day. Sorry to ramble on, and we'll look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. Be well.